This is Mac with Mac's Corner, and we are playing Zombie Defense number 2. Never played number 1. Apparently it was something that was built a while back, I believe, for mobile games. Played through the first level on Infinite. Did alright, so I've got to where you see down here where I've gotten points. If there's interest in seeing that video, let me know, but just didn't seem like it was worth posting. So I'm going to go ahead and move forward. I'm going to try and go through hardcore mode. Granted, I understand most people probably don't have much of an issue with level 1, but my goal is to go through each of the levels and do a quick kind of how I beat it kind of thing. So I'm not saying it's the best way or the way, just saying it is a way, as always. So without further ado, let's go ahead, prepare for mission, get started. Alright, so upgrades. I have found the expansion and their initial barricade to be best. I did initially purchase this, but have not found the composite barricades to really be worthwhile. So I'm going to go through now that I've got these extra points, find out what else might be helpful for getting us an even better start through this first stage, and we'll be back. For right now, I'm going to save our points. Don't see anything I really think we need for this level, and we're going to go ahead and keep what we got and disembark. So first things first, we'll go ahead and pause. General strategies for me, first off, as always, get your engineers going and built as quickly as you can. Priority initially being materials, second priority being food for the engineers. I'm going to move this guy here for right now, and we're going to lock down our guard towers. General strategies I utilize is maintaining, maximizing material upgrades while defending the base, which for this level so far is not going to be too terribly challenging. Then working on upgrading what we got so that they can hold the line, and getting a scout out and doing some initial scouting, and then building infantry squads. And that's sort of the priority right now. One of the most important things to remember, if you didn't know, is you can hit auto scout. That's a lesson I learned, not to say the hard way, but I didn't figure out right away, and that makes scouting substantially easier. So I'm going to go ahead and get all that started and update you soon. So I've got 2 scouts out wandering around on auto scout. Got them upgraded to level 3 right now, which is good to survive at least right now without having to pay them too much attention. Already got 1 engineer headed over here, getting ready to have another one. Once this has got the 2 engineers,
reporting,
I'm going to go ahead and build 1 more engineer. And then going to go ahead and start expanding this. So this expansion thing is pretty good. Once I have enough money, that's going to give us the ability to put 3 engineers in there, and then we'll start upgrading engineers as well as getting another one put over in the food factory, and that'll give us a nice steady resource flow to get everything else going as we want. Oh, and as well, the resource bonuses the increase in resources from scavenging are obviously nice. The big thing we're looking for here is getting the survivors to upgrade our ability to produce more units. So we started getting our first unit out. We've upgraded our militia squads up to level 2, level 3s, and level 4. Key thing though is, as you see, we're bringing in quite a bit of materials very rapidly now, which is the key thing we want.
Awaiting orders.
For right now, the militia can hold the line just fine. And probably should upgrade somebody else quick, but this is probably about the hardest part, I would say, to be honest, and it's not that hard. Still got the scouting guys, auto scouting. And once we get a few more infantry, we'll have infantry auto scout also while we build up more infantry, as well as clear out some of these houses that have been infected. Once again, you gotta be careful because you don't want to be too inefficient about it, but when you can, you also want to upgrade your engineers also. Oop, and we should have another. Yep, then we got our 3rd engineer.
Very well.
So now with the expansion, we've got 3 engineers making
out.
materials. All we need really for this entire mission is 1 engineer making food. Just keep an eye on it. As long as it's in the positive, you're okay.
At the ready.
Could build vehicles for right now. Well, we'll leave them there for right now. But what I will do is move this militia in here, and while we're building, everybody's got their own technique. We'll go ahead and start building some more infantry squads. I like to run around with a minimum of 3, and once I think we're good, we'll head over here and we'll walk through that. So check in a bit. I don't know if I'm repeating myself. I apologize. I couldn't tell if I cut it off on accident or not. But what I was saying was, and sorry if I am repeating, we're on day 4 of 15, and one of our objectives is to hold the forward relay, which is here, for 10 days on hardcore mode. I am not sure if it's going to cut us off when we get to 15 days or not, or if it's simply a matter of, or how do I put this? I don't know if after 15 days we're going to be given up to 10 days to do this, or if you've got to do the Ford relay within the 15-day timeline. Because I'm not sure, I've gone ahead and gone up here a little bit quicker than I like.
Ready for battle.
And I wish I'd gotten these guys a little more upgraded, but they're okay. Level 3, level 3,
complete.
and we're going to go ahead and take over the Ford relay right now while we can, so we can hold it for 10 days within 15 days. So now I've got the primary buildings occupied with at least one infantry, got a second one moving up here. Still got this locked down pretty good. We're going to have to start upgrading these defenses soon, but not yet. It's only day 6, and they're holding out alright. I'm going to move our infantry. Now we've got each of the towers taken over. In state, we do want these guys fully upgraded, but right now what we're doing also is prioritizing getting rocket launcher guys set up in preparation for these heavier zombies that are coming. And then I'll show you what you can do to position them to make them even more effective. Right now, it's fairly defensive game still, even though we have moved forward. The reason we're seizing this, though, is because these are ideal defensive positions with the rocket launchers once you get them in place. And in preparation of that, we're also going to start
Enemy approaching.
Expanding the towers so they can hold another guy. I have found so far the best combo is a rifleman in there for close quarters.
Unit ready.
And when people try and invade, and then you'll see why the rocket launchers are good here momentarily. Okay, so we're on day 10. Here's what we're looking like for objectives. So we're going along just fine. Probably want to start amassing resources now, though, instead of spending them.
Ready for action.
Unit ready.
Let's see. Oh, alright, well, waiting to get this guy in the tower. Once he's in the tower, he'll be able to fire at these guys still. Or fire these guys. And what's nice about these rocket launchers, and I'll try and see if you can see it once they come in. Right now they're engaged, but they'll fire at units here in the valley floor. Key thing with these rocket launchers is to get rid of the heavy zombies, obviously. Well, I shouldn't say obviously,
Enemy
but
approaching.
right now upgrading these towers to hold another person, so I get some more rocket launchers put in here. And at least in the short term, we'll be able to handle anything they can throw at us. Might build just a couple more infantry to start clearing out some of these zombie-infested buildings, just because why not? Get some more points. This building here, instead of expanding, it's different ways to look at it. We could expand it and put another guy in here. Instead, we're building barricades, so this is sort of like the tank, building-wise, and then these are the DPS towers to hold off up here.
Structure complete.
Let's see. Hopefully, and I'll come back once we got
Structure
we got all these towers up and firing, and try and show you what they can do too. All right, here we go. So, yep. So now we got these towers firing, which not necessarily necessary against these weaker zombies, but those heavier zombies, nailing them as they pass through here. So as I said, I guess I didn't really say what this game was. It's sort of a mix between a tower defense and an RTS at the same time. It's an interesting little dynamic. Haven't gotten too far into it, but I'm enjoying it so far. So once again, let's check and see if this rocket up here fires now that we've gotten the expanded tower. As I said, I think the expansion's the best thing for the tower, and then the barricades for these buildings. The smaller, you can't build more than one upgrade either, which is why I don't see the point in getting 2 barricades. And I prefer the original one just because it's more expensive and takes longer to go up, but it's overall, in my opinion, more effective and useful. So that's my thought on that, unless time is really an issue, in which case we do have the other barrier available if needed.
Enemy approaching.
And it looks like we're on day 12. We need to go ahead, just in case. I'm going to start saving material, and I'm not going to start spending it until we're well over the 10,000 required. And so far, so good. Not too terribly a difficult level. I'm going to start using these guys, I think, to clear out some of these buildings. Ideally, we'd bring a rocket launcher guy along with us in case we run into a heavy zombie. But worst case, we'll just kite them back to base, deal with them, and come back out as we clear out all these red buildings. So we're almost at day 14, so I'll play through the whole day and see what happens when we hit 15. As you can see, rocket launchers and towers are awesome, especially at least on this map, we shall say. Now you still want to put, in my opinion, a rifleman in there so that if something does reach the tower, they don't massacre your AT puncher. But hypothetically, you could put 2 rocket launcher guys in there, and really nail them as they come through. But before these guys can even do any damage, they've already gone through a pretty decent-sized gauntlet. And we could do more to turn this into a better kill box, but for right now, it's fine.
Copy that.
Oop,
Absolutely.
Let's clear this building
Copy
first.
that. Absolutely.
We'll head back up here.
Yes. Copy that.
Once again, this is on hardcore mode, but at the same time, it is also the first level. I understand a lot of you may not need or see the point in this, but I remember when I was a younger kid, something that seemed simple to a lot of older people was substantially more challenging. And whoa, that is a lot of little speeder dudes. That's quite a few. And our rocket launchers aren't going to help much against those.
Awaiting orders. Yes.
Okay, let's get these guys out of there, though. I don't want them to get swarmed. Run for your life.
Copy that.
Not as fast as they aren't too powerful, and as you can see, not going to cause us too terribly much trouble.
Absolutely. Yes. Copy that. Absolutely. Yes.
Enemy approaching.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't even think we've lost anybody yet, to be perfectly honest with you.
Ready for battle. At the ready.
Oh, yeah, these guys are about to get ate up. Keep in mind, if you don't have rocket launchers, these guys can turn into quite the catastrophe.
Copy that.
But we are going to be A-okay, I think.
Upgrade,
might as well go ahead
upgrade
and
complete. Upgrade complete.
upgrade what we got left here. Just gotta make sure we don't go under 10,000 is sort of the primary thing.
Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete. Upgrade
Ooh,
complete.
which I just did. I hope we can make it up in time.
Ready for
That's gonna
action.
suck.
Absolutely.
Oh, we've already accomplished it. Oh, no, we haven't. Ooh. Oh, we haven't survived a full 15 days. Okay. Well, we'll get up. We're making good money. We'll be back up there quick. But yeah, don't do what I just did and I almost ruin an accomplished mission by overspending. I did my millisecond math in my head a little bit too fast there. Cleared out all the occupied buildings. Let's get
Awaiting
our
directive.
scout out of there. He's not gonna last too long, I don't think. Goals 2 out of 3. We are almost there. Survived 15 days, 93%. So we're on the last day. Obviously, you can fast forward to the end of this or watch it with me, however you want to do it. But I figured I'd at least record the last little leg. So nothing too terribly challenging here, even on hardcore mode. Nice crickets. I hear the crickets. Go ahead and speed her up. Mission accomplished. There we go. Huzzah! How much money do we make? No, I might go ahead and post my last video because it was on Infinite, but it was pretty easy making a bunch of TP. I'm not sure yet, but for right now, at least get this one up, and we're going to move on to mission number 2, the Barren Lands. So, see that for the next episode. So this is Mac with Mac's Corner, and either this is a continuation of the first part of the episode, which was Mission 1, or a whole separate episode. I think I'll be combining them now that I'm thinking about it, but either way, this is Zombie City Defense 1, or City Defense, I don't know, whatever. It's a pretty fun game so far. We are on Mission number 2, the Barren Lands, and we'll once again be playing on hardcore, survive for 15 days, destroy the contaminated factory, and save 50 people. The key things with this place are that we won't be building any turrets because extreme heat will greatly harm them, and infantry squads not stationed in a building will be harmed. So we'll once again obviously be highly defensive, I believe. Let me look for an upgrade and get back to you and let you know if I pick one. Well, since I know one of the objectives is to specifically blow up one building, I'm going to go ahead and grab the blockbuster. I'm not saying it's the best long-term upgrade, but for immediate assistance, it seems like that's going to do well. Ooh, automated factory, though. That seems... That seems pretty useful too, though. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead with the automated factory. I love resources. If you have enough resources, you can accomplish almost anything. So we'll go ahead with the automated factory. We got 4,000 left over. Heavy armor. Minus 50. Honestly, the units move pretty fast as is. So I'm kind of wondering, this heavy armor deploy, undeploy speed, minus 50. Tough call, but I'm liking the additional armor. But I'm going to save it for right now. No, I like it. I like it. So let's take the heavy armor. Oh, which actually gives us point back. That is interesting. Okay, that's probably one of the key benefits, is it gives you some of these points back. Not just, so yeah, they're going to be slower, but they're going to be stronger. And it gives us more points to play with. So there we go. We'll take the automated factory. And away we go. Okay, let me assess the situation, and then we'll talk through what we're going to do. Okay, so I'm thinking initially we're going to have to destroy this building down here eventually, but not as of yet. Priorities are going to be first securing the base and these towers, which are oil rig, but we'll have to secure that too. This tower is going to be pretty crucial, I am thinking. Obviously, we want to secure these towers in the base, so we've got militia
awaiting directive.
all
Absolutely.
heading to the tower.
Ready for battle.
Building engineers. Priority is going to be maximizing production still whilst maintaining and securing the perimeter with these militia. Medicine will be important, but not crucial quite yet, so I'm not too worried about that. And then we will go from there. So once again, priority is engineers and maximizing production and securing the perimeter. Alright, that tower ain't no joke. It's got a lot of stuff inside it, that's for sure. So far, it looks like our militia squads are doing alright. I'm going to keep an eye on them, though. Spend what I need to get them healed.
At the ready.
And I've upgraded them each one time.
Awaiting directive.
Prefer to not have done that yet, but I want to make sure that we get that tower out.
Ready,
Otherwise, we're
Commander.
going to be in a whole world of you know what. Okay, still looks like we're doing okay.
Unit ready.
Ready. Reporting.
All right, let's
Very
get him
well.
over to this tower here as well. Then we'll get another engineer unit done to get him up in here. Can we produce stuff in here too?
Enemy approaching.
All right, we're expanding the outpost, by the way, so we can fit another engineer in there. I'd love to take the general out, but I don't think it's going to let us. That's the bottom line.
Structure complete.
All right, let's go ahead, secure
Awaiting directive.
this tower right here while we can.
Ready to
Get
roll
him
out.
over there. I might see if I can save up the 5,000 to get this thing doubling production, possibly. Don't quote me on that quite yet. Once again, not trying to progress out the base. Building resources, maintaining perimeter. Just keep in mind that was a lot heavier defended than I thought. And these little heat things, as you can see, damage. It says they damage infantry. It's not looking too bad so far, but obviously we need to be careful with it. All right, so this first tower was pretty well guarded too. As I said,
Ready for battle.
I've been upgrading
Ready
these
for
militia and keeping an eye on health.
Ready,
So far,
Commander.
nothing too crazy. We seem to be doing
Awaiting
alright.
directive.
Mostly because these are, even though they're stronger units, they're all level 1. So these are militia, but
Awaiting
these are all
orders.
level 1 zombies and stuff. And obviously focus
Ready for
fire
battle.
on things that are
At the ready.
hurting you
Can
before
do.
hitting things in towers. Okay, still haven't
Going.
Ready.
held out a few waves. I've got
Very well.
maximum engineers in all these buildings. This one's expanded. I've
Enemy
not built
approaching.
the advanced factory yet.
I'm going.
Whoop.
Very well.
Ready for action.
But I do have all the militia
Yes.
fully upgraded. My main priority now, though, is going to be to get
Absolutely.
some people, which there are plenty down here. If I can get down there in time, and we'll be good to go. Challenge is getting more units built without people and defending the base at the same time. So I'm going to see if I can sneak down there with just one dude after we've cleared up some of this
At
mess.
the ready.
Or when I see an opening, we'll sneak down and try and grab it. Meanwhile, we'll save up materials and try and get the production up in this place. In fact, what do we got here? Can we get anything there? Yeah, nothing. We can't scavenge anything there.
Awaiting directive. Copy that.
I guess he wasn't in the building. That would probably help a little bit. All right,
Awaiting orders.
So we'll go ahead and get him down here.
Absolutely.
Hopefully quickly, and go from there. So far, so good. These guys fully upgraded, holding the line. Militia's not losing health, it looks like, but you gotta remember, they've got the heavy armor on, so he's moving
Ready,
slower.
Commander.
But it looks like, if you look at his characteristics, oh, well, it's not that bad, but, I mean, they've got better armor still, so... I don't know, maybe I don't know. I remember it saying the infantry would lose health. Maybe these militia don't count as infantry, I'm not sure. But the best thing is now we're scavenging this building, which is crucial because it's got a lot of people, and we've got currently have the automated factory building. So start upgrading some of these engineers as it makes sense. And pretty soon, resources aren't going to be a problem, and we'll be able to transition from the defense to the offense. It's going to be interesting. So it looks like he's getting overwhelmed at first, but he seems to be holding out all right. As I said, he's fully upgraded militias. Even though he's only militia, he's fully upgraded. He's holding himself just fine. We've got resources coming in still in terms of people. And we got plenty to go based off of what we originally saw when we scavenged. So 58 left. So we'll keep him in there until he's got to pull out. And if we don't have everybody, we'll pull more people in. But keep capturing all these people or saving them is going to be a priority for this. Alright, so fully upgraded all my engineers and got the automated factory up, and as you can see, that's money. I mean, I don't foresee materials being a problem for the rest of the game, so we need to go ahead and start producing units, lock down here, and we're going to just be mass producing stuff until it doesn't make sense to anymore. Automate, well, we don't need that. Don't need that either. Barricade, sure. So we'll be fine. I had to pull back all my infantry from the building, but they'll hold up okay. Definitely starting to work on getting at least a couple AT squads done, though, that's for sure. But we should still be okay. Alright, so we've been holding the line just fine. We've got a fully upgraded rocket launcher and 3 regulars.
Can do.
Should be able to cut through this pretty easy and head down to get more units, or get more survivors to make more units. So far, actually pretty good. We saved 50 people, and we're surviving almost 15 days. What we really need to do, though, is make a run for the factory. And so I'll be getting on that quick. We got a pretty good force down here when we went on the offense, all fully upgraded, so I don't foresee it being a huge problem. I'm going to get this rocket launcher up in this tower, and that should be helpful as well to take out these guys, is what I'm hoping. So we'll see how effective that is.
Approaching.
All right, the rocket launcher guy up in this tower is doing pretty good taking out these heavies that are surrounding the factory. So we'll let this wave come in, and once we see an opening, we'll go ahead and charge the factory.
Awaiting orders.
All right, so we are in the factory. And we're using the dynamite. I don't know why it seems to not want to work, though.
I'm going.
Ready for battle. Yes, Commander.
Ah, okay. Because maybe I didn't actually use it.
No problem.
Ready, Commander.
Well, I gotta figure out how to destroy buildings, and I'll be back. Well, we still got a mission accomplished. So, even though we failed saving 50 people, I think the strategy was still valid. If I had been a little more cautious, or you're a little more cautious, everything we did was on point. Got a little bit careless when we initially went on the offense, because we had saved 50 people. I didn't realize you could actually lose it if you lost guys. So, try not to lose as many guys, or try and get down to the town a little faster. Once again, with the dynamite, lesson learned on my part, you use it outside the building, not inside the building. Makes some sense. But there you go, hardcore victory for mission number 2, and maybe I'll even move on to mission number 3. We shall see. So we're going to continue on. I'll probably do all 3 of these in one episode. So this will be 3 of 3 missions for episode 1, as well as for both a Let's Play and a walkthrough on hardcore. We've got our orbital eye. So far, surviving hasn't been too terribly rough, but we'll see if that maintains. Hold the Flint Science HQ for 5 days, Secret Red Bunker for 5 days, amass 4,000 medical supplies. Doesn't seem too difficult from reading it, but I might be eating my words here pretty soon. Let me look through the perks and stuff and see if there's something else we'd like. I think I'm going to save up for this one, Light Engineer Training. once again, if you can produce enough, you can do whatever you need. So saving up for these two seems pretty important. And I don't know if you can do both at the same time either. Probably not, but I'm not sure. So here's the Flint Science HQ right here, which we got to hold for 5 days. Here's the Secret Red Bunker, which we've got to hold for 5 days. Obviously, we'll start off with our factory here. We got another factory over here, which I'm not sure we're going to need if we can get our automated factory up, but we'll see. Interestingly enough, the general is in a helicopter. This is probably the least amount of units in the worst position we've started in thus far, but I think we'll be okay. To get the medical, we'll need to get engineers over here too. So priority one, once again, is just getting a good production chain set up, along with establishing an initial perimeter, probably here and here with some militia, perhaps. Well, we got plenty of guys, so perhaps not. So we'll get some regular infantry in these towers, clear out this building. Well, I'll figure out how to place it, but essentially we'll set up an initial defensive perimeter here, and once that's done, we'll move on the offense over here and go from there. So I'm going to go ahead and take a risk here, move this guy down here immediately. We just got to hold it 5 days, so the sooner the better, and then we can pull this guy back, is my thought. Because once we hold it for 5 days, I'm thinking we don't need it anymore. So it's kind of a risk, because right now we're basically taking 50% of our firepower and moving it down there, and at the same time we'll be able to pull out and get, not have to worry about it later on when things really hit the fan. So far, still building the engineer.
Awaiting
Might go ahead and upgrade.
Complete.
Yeah, probably gonna go ahead and upgrade at least this one
Ready
guy.
for battle.
Upgrade complete.
Because if he's gonna be on his own, let's at least make sure he's combat effective, right? So get him upgraded. Meanwhile,
Ready for service.
same thing. Start
Ready
getting
to roll
another
out.
engineer produced as quickly as possible. Not going to worry about building more militia. I'm going to keep focusing on engineers
Enemy
Ready,
approaching.
Commander.
and building regulars when I get the chance. And obviously, if we're moving this guy down here, we're going to need to help over here
At the ready.
if they attack the
Affirmative.
helicopter as opposed to the bunker. All it really is, and this is the key thing, is just being able to hold the line long enough to get production established. Once that's done, I think it'll be all a-okay. So maxed out our capacity for numbers of engineers, have only upgraded these guys once, but I'm going to go ahead, get the automatic factory going here in the production center, and start upgrading engineers, and their resources should cease to be a problem. Alright, so it might seem like you're in a tough situation, and we are, but we're really not.
Ready.
We've got it up, materials are coming in like crazy. We're still only on day 4, and even though the zombies are, beating us outside the building, getting us right outside our main buildings, haven't taken any losses, not anywhere close. Our resources are coming in fast enough where we can pretty much
complete.
maximum upgrade everything as it's built here pretty soon, I
Ready
would
for
imagine.
service.
I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of these engineers upgraded.
Ready, Commander.
Upgrade
As
complete.
always, the key restraint, or as typical,
Ready.
the key restraint seems like it's going to be the
Upgrade complete.
population more than
Enemy
Ready,
approaching.
resources. So we'll go ahead,
Ready for
upgrade
action.
our dudes,
Upgrade
and
complete.
start
As you say.
scavenging. I don't know, I have yet to find where scouts are really substantially more useful than regular infantry. I mean, I know they're faster, and they technically scavenge
Awaiting
faster,
directive.
but I like the
Upgrade
survivability of
At
just
the
having
ready.
infantry do it, especially if you just build a bunch of them. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. And start
Absolutely.
building infantry and some rocket
Upgrade
launchers and
complete.
getting a perimeter going is the plan. But once again, it's going to take getting some population up first. And if I haven't really run into trouble, but I'll probably go ahead and do it anyways. But just don't forget, it's expensive, but you can upgrade your general too. So he'll do just fine holding the line back here against anything but swarms of the heavy zombies for right now. So obviously first priority, or I shouldn't say first, but we got our infantry unit taking over here. 54 population in the Flint Science Headquarters, which we also need to hold for 5 days. So seems like best time to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Knock out some days and get some more population. So
Enemy
that's what these guys will
approaching.
do. And they'll be able to hold off 2 of these maxed out
Awaiting
level.
orders.
We'll be able to hold off for a while, I think. Just as an update, we've almost got this barracks held for 5 days. We're at 89%. And once that happens, we can also pull him back out, I'm assuming, and kind of help hold the line up here a little bit. And it looks like with the height, this is also, I've built barricades, and it can already hold 3. So when I get a chance, I'll probably move a rocket launcher over here too. I've got barricades going. And it looks like this science building, not only do we have to hold it for 5 days, but it looks like a key building to holding the territory too as we build up strength. Also, don't forget, once you got an abundance of resources to upgrade your stuff, the main building does produce resources, so we'll go ahead and do that too, just because we got a ton of resources, so why not? And it produces more than just materials, it produces medicine and food. So, oh, we can scavenge that when we need to. Not too crucial. That's pretty much about it. I upgraded a barracks to this one to help him hold the line a little bit. Thought that would be useful, so getting on board with it. Can I do that again?
Enemy approaching.
It's already built? Oh, no, it's building this. Never mind. Okay, so after this is built, it will start building, I guess. Okay, right about the perfect time, because things are starting to get a little hairy.
Absolutely.
We've got our 5 days in here, so we're pulling out. We don't need to hold the line there anymore, because it's all about massing fires when we can, and definitely be needing to get... Oh, no, okay, well, let's
Awaiting
upgrade them
directive.
even more.
Upgrade complete.
I see one full upgrade, it didn't matter.
Enemy approaching.
Priority is obviously now getting some more units. Man, I keep accidentally cutting off on this. So I don't know if you missed it or not, but I accidentally moved the militia out of the infantry bay, so that's why the rocket research, the rocket under production went back to having to start from scratch. I got here there for just a second, but we've got plenty of guys. We're producing
Awaiting directive.
plenty of units.
Enemy approaching.
And we'll start occupying these main towers. Once again, going to expand, get one rifleman and one AT in there, and it should do wonders for us. So they're trying to put pressure up over here, but we're doing just fine. Now that we got the rocket launchers and stuff up, kind of got them right at the right moment, so don't forget about those. Still holding this building, but sending one guy out to scavenge to try and see if we can get some population up and see what we can do.
Enemy approaching.
When I get another infantry, or we've got 5 days in here, I might start knocking out some of these red buildings as well. In fact, we've already massed our 4,000, so if we don't spend medical supplies, we don't even need to worry about getting engineers over here. We just need to, yeah, we're doing just fine. Heck, let's try not to use medical supplies, and then all we got to do is keep holding the headquarters here and hold here, and we'll be good to go. So let's keep it up. So day 11, 3 or 4
Enemy
goals
approaching.
completed. We're clearing out these buildings. Unless something crazy happens, we've got this pretty much locked down, but we'll go ahead and finish it up. And once again, one of my favorite strategies so far is to expand the towers and get one rifleman and one launcher in there, and especially in these tall towers seems to do wonders.
Ready
This
for
little
action.
tower, I thought I expanded it. Yeah, I did. Okay, so it's expanding. Little tower is probably 2 machine gunners. Is ideal. And I know I said machine gunners, I meant, regulars. Yeah, like all these zombies. And look, I mean, the launcher's got area of effect damage too. Maxed out launcher's just like, broop. So, yeah, I'm interested to research and see other people's strategies, especially once they've got all the stuff. But as a beginner game strategy, I think that's probably the best defensive technique thus far. Okay, this looks like probably their last big push, and I think we'll be A-okay. If it's not the last one, it's getting close to the last one, I'll put it that way. Cleared out all the buildings. About to get our dual tower set up over here. We have 2 regulars, and once this AT guy is built, we'll move him over to this tower too. And I really don't see anything from here being any kind of major difficulty. So barring any craziness, I'll come back once. Well, or we can just go whoop. I guess that might be even better, huh?
Unit ready. Enemy approaching.
Okay. Send him over there. Upgrading.
Upgrade complete.
Man, let's see what happens. Yeah, so far population or people has been the only real major constraint that I've had so far, and it's even that's not that bad. Should be over pretty soon. Day 15 to 15, 22, 23, should be about there. And voila! Mission accomplished. All too easy. So, got some good points. Once again, the only real not full clear so far is the Barren lands, which once again, if it hadn't been for me not understanding you could lose people, I think we'd have been okay on that one. So missions 1, 2, and 3, hardcore success, first time go. And once again, I'm sure a lot of you don't really need this, but when I was a much younger man, this kind of thing would have helped me a lot because, you're still learning. So I hope you enjoyed. if you like this, I got tons of other stuff on my channel. Please feel free to check it out. If you'd like, please subscribe. I typically post at least one video a day, though every once in a while I'll take some kind of time off, and that's about it. So without further ado, hope you enjoyed, and Mac out.